Marlon Moraes versus Jose Aldo Jr. takes place on the main card of UFC 245, Usman versus Covington this weekend. I can't wait for this fight. This is a great fight. There are so many intangibles. There's so many factors to think about, including the weight cut. And I'm going to give you my prediction right now. I think Marlon Moraes is going to win. Now, if this were a 5-round fight, although Aldo is not known for going 5 rounds, I think he would beat Marlon Moraes because, to be honest, the one chink in Marlon Moraes' armor, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound like a casual, is that he's a bitch. And I know that doesn't sound too technical, and it doesn't sound like I'm like giving real technical input here, but he's a bitch, and he bitches out of fights. And we saw that against Cejudo. We saw it in the first Assunção fight as well. If things don't go his way, and he becomes the nail, he doesn't know how to then go back to becoming the hammer. He just becomes the nail, and eventually he just takes too many hits, and he's down. And it's what happened against Cejudo. He had full control of that Cejudo fight, smashing him apart with those leg kicks. Cejudo kept going, and Marlon Moraes didn't, and that was the only difference. So if this was a 5-round fight, I'd maybe be more open to the suggestion of Aldo, even though he's not really a long-term fighter anyway. I am going to go with Marlon Moraes, though. I think the speed of Marlon Moraes is really going to surprise Aldo early. And I think Marlon's going to get a real early KO here. A vicious KO as well. I think he knows what's on the line. So this is a huge fight for Marlon Moraes because when you think about it, Aldo's coming to the end of his career. He's probably the biggest named Brazilian fighter that's still active and is still at the top of the division and the top of the heap of talent in the UFC. So if Marlon Moraes can win, he can take that from Jose Aldo. It'd be like if Darren Till came up and beat Michael Bisping. You know, it'd be like a passing of the torch. Okay, I was the representative of my country. Now I'm giving it to you. You got to run with it, you know? And I feel like that's what Marlon Moraes sees in this fight. He has a potential to captivate the audience that Aldo's built for so many years. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Marlon Moraes is going to come out there, be a little bit too quick for him because Aldo's coming down in weight. I think speed's going to be a big factor, and we saw that with TJ Dillashaw versus Henry Cejudo. The speed of Cejudo, I mean, call it a fluky shot because Cejudo's thumb clipped the back of TJ Dillashaw's head. I mean, it was lightning fast, and before that, Cejudo was landing shots that TJ didn't even expect to come that fast and didn't expect to come from those angles. The smaller guys can do some things that the bigger guys can't do, and when it comes to guys dropping down in weight, if you're not Jared fucking Cannonier, I don't want to fucking hear about it, okay? Because it's a dangerous move, especially when you're coming to the end of your career. And I do not understand this move whatsoever. I know why Aldo's doing it, because in Aldo's mind, Holloway beat me twice. I beat a contender. I don't see Holloway losing anytime soon. So there's no point me even being in this division because I've lost twice. I'll never get a trilogy. And if Holloway remains champion, then I'm just fighting guys for no reason. I'm going to start again in a new division. And with one win, I could get a title shot because I'm fighting a number 1 contender. And I feel that's what Jose Aldo knows is on the line. I just don't like that he's going down in weight with old age. If you're losing at your weight class, and the same thing with Gilbert Melendez coming down to featherweight. I mean, Arnold Allen annihilated him. And Arnold Allen is very good, but he's not a top 5. And that's what Aldo's doing. Coming straight into the top 1. He's fighting the top 1 guy in the world. The number 1 ranked guy who has a KO win over number 2. You know? He's beat a lot of fucking guys as Marlon Moraes. And I feel like he's going to win this fight. 3 rounds favours him because as much as people say, Cejudo beat him before 3 rounds was over. And you could say that, and he may still gas over 3 rounds, but there's a big difference in mindset when you're the bitch that Marlon Moraes is. I need to stop saying that. When you don't have the iron will to continue that Marlon Moraes doesn't have, being in the 3rd round or the 2nd round and knowing that at the end of the 3rd round this is over is so much better of a mindset to have than to be in the 2nd or the 3rd round and be thinking, I've got another 2 or 3 rounds of this shit and I've got to go full 25 minutes. That's a problem with mindset. And I think with Marlon Moraes over a 3-round fight, I think his mind's going to be a little bit more solid because if he gets tired at the end of the 2nd round, he can go, I've got 1 round left and my career's on the line. Rather than be thinking, I've got 15 minutes left and I'm fucking tired. You know? I'm going with Marlon Moraes. I think he's going to chew apart Aldo. I think he's going to out leg kick Aldo because Aldo doesn't throw leg kicks anymore. And I think the weight cut's going to be a real horrible addition to Jose Aldo's chin. I really do. I think it's going to be a terrible addition to Jose Aldo's chin. I think it's going to have a terrible effect on him. He's doing things the right way. Don't get me wrong. He's doing things the right way. He's not just draining more weight. He's actually changing his body type to get to the division. But I just don't see it going his way, man. I think the speed of Moraes is just going to be a real big problem. I think he's going to chew apart the legs of Aldo, which is surprising to hear. But I feel like that's a good way for Marlon Moraes to win because Aldo doesn't throw leg kicks anymore. And I think Marlon Moraes is going to piece him up in the first round. First round KO for Marlon Moraes. Don't move down in weight when you're out and at the end of your career. Move up. If Aldo is at 155, now I'm fucking interested. Can you imagine that? Let me look at the 155 pound rankings right now. Look at the 155 pound rankings and tell me you're not intrigued about the outcome of any of these top 10 guys. Where's the lightweight rankings? Here we go. Donald Cerrone, Jose Aldo at 155. I don't mind Aldo's chances. Aldo versus Felder for 3 rounds. Don't mind his chances. You know? Ally Quinta versus Jose Aldo. Moving up in weight is the move. Going down against the #1 contender who just lost for the title and wants to get straight back in there. I don't see it going well for Jose Aldo. I would like to see him win because as much as people give Aldo shit for the whole McGregor situation, I actually think Aldo's a pretty cool guy. And I've been a big fan of him before McGregor came along, so I feel like that kind of puts me in a unique situation to some of these other guys that came along when McGregor came. And I just think that Aldo's shouldn't be doing this. Bad move. Bad move. Don't go down in weight when you're at the end of your career. Go up. Don't go down. When the problems with Aldo are this, you're having problem with your gas tank because of your weight cut, most likely. And your chin's not the same as it once was. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut more weight and go to 155. 135. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't understand this. This isn't problem solving. This is adding to the problem. And he's going to lose. Like and subscribe. And if Marlon Moraes wins... Listen, there's some fights to make here. If Marlon Moraes wins, he's not going to get a title shot, but I could see them doing a rematch between him and Aljamain Sterling because that would be the only thing that Sterling would accept. I don't think Sterling's going to accept a Sandhagen fight or a Piotr Jan fight, but a chance to beat a guy who's already beaten him, it justifies them giving him the fight to get for a title shot. So I think he'll agree with that. You know, because if you're saying, I've already beat everyone else, why do I have to fight this top 5 guy for the title shot? Whereas if the UFC says, hey, we'll give you the title shot, but there's a guy in your way who's already beaten you by devastating KO, can we see you beat him first? I think Sterling's going to be very open to that idea. So Moraes versus Sterling after this one would be great. And if Jose Aldo wins, then hey, there's some great fights there for him. Maybe we want to see Aldo just decapitate fucking Uriah Faber's leg once more. And we'll see what happens with Uriah Faber. Good fights all round, boys. Good fights all round. But to be honest, if Aldo wins, I could see him getting a title shot straight away and jump in the queue because he's a big name. There's not a lot of big names in that division right now. And the UFC needs big pay-per-views. And so does Cejudo. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye.